In every good situation, there is something bad, and in every bad situation, there is, of course, something good. It's a yin-yang, and this is the way it is in life indeed. On the 15th of February 2020, my gorgeous Pisces, you are going to have a rather interesting situation rising up, rather interesting situation coming up to the surface, and of course, it is going to be connected to some kind of sudden change, sudden movement and change. It's just something that you didn't kind of expect, something that you didn't even think about, something that it wasn't really quiet on your mind. It is going to become a kind of an important point for you in order to pay attention and most certainly to make a necessary edit in order to get and reach to the actual certain adjustment, which is most certainly going to become an important starting point. My gorgeous Pisces, this is going to be quite interesting moment in time. I am talking about the 15th of February 2020, where there is a situation going to arise, and that particular situation that is going to arise, it's going to require from you to make a necessary move, a necessary edit, and a necessary adjustment. Indeed, this is important because at the same time you need to understand that this is going to be, look, this is so important because at the same time you need to understand that you also need to kind of dig a little bit deeper, dig a little bit further when it comes to that particular situation, because what is going to happen is going to be like a domino effect, but a very important and very powerful domino effect that you're actually going to have. And this is really good because at the same time you're going to create an important karmic starting point, a karmic situation which is also going to become the beginning of a rather important inspiration, which is at the same time going to boost your energy, boost your creativity, boost your self-esteem. And let me tell you something else. What else is even more important? What else is even more significant when it comes to this situation? Do you know what? The fact that you are on this particular day, you're going to be showered with a really, really wise energy. You are going to reach a very high, very deep, very, very important and significant levels of subconsciousness and consciousness indeed, which means that you're going to be very, very wise, which means that you're going to have a sacred knowledge without even realizing. And the way this sacred knowledge is actually going to on this particular day have an effect on you is in a way where you're gonna feel strong and you're gonna feel powerful and you're gonna feel like a very strong, like a self-esteem and very strong courage and very strong confidence. And you will realize that the balance is gonna be so powerful that if you think about the certain things about your life, certain directions, you know, that you were worrying about before, now you're just gonna have a very, very important strength around you, which is at the same time going to ground you in a rather powerful way. But what is this going to do to your way of thinking is just going to help you to dig that little bit deeper, to dig that little bit further. And with the combination of the actual balanced force and confidence, you're also going to be able to feel this strength, which is on another hand going to inspire you in so many different ways. And at the same time, it's just going to help you to drift that little bit further in order to see beyond the normal limits of your own personal borders, what you would actually normally go towards. It's very important because this time around you will be able to just see slightly further. And this is all because of this sacred knowledge, because of this sacred energy, because of this sacred power that you are going to have at the same time on the 15th of February 2020. So yes, my gorgeous Pisces, my beautiful Pisces, it is going to be like some kind of a sudden movement and change, a bit of a tower situation. But this is the one that's long awaited. This is the one that you wanted. This is the one that you were looking forward to. This is the one that is just going to start and light up the whole new passion in your life that was long, long gone. So that's why I'm saying, my gorgeous Pisces, that this is going to be an amazing starting point, and you're also going to come to terms with the fact, what do you have a certain self-denial about? It is not good to lie to yourself. It is not good to prevent yourself from moving on. It is not good to listen to yourself, because there was a lot on your mind lately, a lot on your mind in the last 24 months, but perhaps you just didn't take a certain actions when it comes to this, because you were just waiting for the right moment, you were waiting for the right time. It's about security, power, it's about responsibility, but it's about the future, it's about the future planning. Well, this is all going to start making sense, and it's absolutely brilliant. So it is going to be a moment in time when you're just going to make an important decision, and that decision is going to require a little bit of like a kind of like a stepping back from the situation and looking at the situation from a slightly different angle, and it is going to take a slightly longer time in order to get to the certain point. But what you're going to do is you're going to make an important decision, and that decision is going to be an absolutely mind-blowing, vavavoom starting point that you're actually at the same time going to have on the 15th of February 2020. And that's what this is going to resolve in you having the some kind of beginning, but it's just so good. It's coming completely from a daring point of view, from a daring angle, from you feeling absolutely on top of the world, and that in itself is just going to start this amazing project like in a form of an adventure full of enthusiasm, which is all going to kind of like a boost your activity and power through this whole new initiative. And it's a lot to do with a new beginning, new start, new school, new job, like a new beginning basically with unlimited possibilities, my gorgeous Pisces. This is brilliant, and it's going to create at the same time like a really nice moment in time when it comes to some kind of good obsession, perfect obsession, when you kind of find something that you really like and you go for it, you just sail through like a little, you just sail through, like there is no tomorrow, like with an ease, And this is going to boil down to the new plan. And that new plan is also going to be very complex. It's connected to the very long stage in your life, something that you wanted to change, something that you wanted to start, something that you wanted to begin. So that's why I'm just saying that this is going to be absolutely remarkable and very, very important stage. Oh gosh, you see this. You see, it's all like all around the place. Wait, sorry. This is going to start. Oh God, this is gonna create, sorry, an important stage. You see, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's going to be like that because you see, just the way I drop these cards, this is the way things are just gonna start kind of unfold so quickly in front of you, in front of your very own eyes, without you even realizing. But especially in this stage, in between the 15th of February and until the end of that month, this is how it's going to be. You're gonna be part of like a different groups, part of different situations, and things are most certainly going to unfold very quickly. Just remember, you will be tested at the same time. Just remember that there is going to be very important conversation that you will have this month, but in particular in between the 15th and the end of this month, February 2020. Just remember that when you feel like, oh God, I'm not too sure, no, baby, this is exactly what you need to do. This is exactly what you need to do. You need to go against this feeling of fear, against this feeling of self-denial, against these feelings that are making you feel courageous. You see, it's very important to just remember this. You see, courage. It's at the same time going to be an important starting point when it comes to your own power. I've got the power. Dun, 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 bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-bum, ba-da-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. This is so important, my gorgeous Pisces. Look at this power. Throughout this month, you will have a sacred power. This is your answer. And you're also going to discover something very important about yourself, which is going to reveal itself by the end of this month indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Pisces, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's for February 2020. So basically your number this month is, when it comes to numerology, it's of course number 15, 1-5. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la. It is about you having patience. You have had patience, like a lot of patience. Few times within the last couple of years you could have just like, oh my god, you reached like a very scary point. Like scary, I say scary because it created these points of confusion, these stages of confusion where it created at the same time where you kind of find yourself surrounded by your own feelings, surrounded by your own emotions, you know, surrounded by your own feelings, your own energy that is very tense in many ways, so it can confuse you, and that confusion can actually have a very interesting impact on our own vibration, and it can indeed kind of slow us down in many different ways. But if we are meant to do that, if we were meant to be on this particular part of this spiritual journey, then that means that it's just a very integral part of our spiritual journey that we simply needed to do, we simply needed to make, we simply needed to go through in order to get here. And the point is to allow our spirit to evolve to an important and rather radiant level, and that level is also going to reveal a clear focus. And now this is what number 15 means. It is all direct result of your own patience, and it's direct result of a long waiting time that this is actually going to happen, actually going to unfold. And it's important because you were patient, and now this is your reward going to come through as in such a form of an accomplishment. But most certainly it is about the actual adjustment that you're going to have at the same time, and most certainly there is also going to be a very good and important influence that is going to come through someone, which is going to make a necessary impact on your life, on your way of thinking. And it's just going to be that little push, that last push, which is just going to help you to realize that you can fly, my baby. You're Pisces, you can swim, but you can also fly. And that's why I'm saying this is just so important. So what is actually going to happen at the same time, the certain adjustment that you are going to have, and also an omen. It is going to be something to do with a bird, something to do with the wings. You see, it's important to know when you have this angelic and rather beautiful presence of a bird around you at any given time, at any moment throughout this month. At the same time, you will know that there is a very quickly there is going to be the certain input and a certain adjustment that is going to be required from you. You're going to need to look at a certain situation when it comes to you and when it comes to the next stage, but there is also going to be like a little learning experience, something that is missing, and something is going to show itself, something is going to manifest itself in a form of a learning experience. This is very important, very important. So when you see the bird, little bird, and when that bird gives you like some kind of angelic presence, angelic feelings, angelic emotions, it's going to make you feel really good. This is going to be your sign, my gorgeous Pisces, that it's actually going to be an important time is coming of readjustment and adjustment, which is going to require from you to look at your situation and see what learning experience is actually waiting for you. This learning experience is something that you're going to need to get hold of, and most certainly it's going to lead towards an absolutely remarkable perfection, and also it's going to lead towards a very important stage in your life when it comes to the combination of material and spiritual prosperity. Important because it's just going to be the direct answer to the very annoying and stressful and overburdened feeling that you had, especially full of pressures, you know, and in particular over the last 10 months. And an important realization news you will hear that the very annoying problem is soon going to be resolved, and this is just going to be so important because it is to do with the life where you have used and put certain effort in, so you would just expect things to kind of turn out in this particular way, and that in itself is just going to bring you the whole new promise, and that particular promise is also going to reveal the whole new direction. It's all about your personal power and following your own creativity. Beautiful indeed. A very important moment in time, my gorgeous Pisces, okay? And this is all going to be very good when it comes to your finances, and also very much so strong moment in time when it comes to the end of the month, because something important is going to take place. On another hand, when it comes to your health, my Pisces, it's very important because I can see the symptoms of like a cold and flu, and of course I have seen this before. This is nothing unusual when it comes to like this particular time of the year, and it's just so important to just keep on taking like organic acerola cherry powder. I've said this millions of times. You know, acerola cherry powder, it's basically it's important natural source of vitamin C you take every single morning, and this is going to boost your vitamin C levels. It also has some vitamin C levels. It also has some B vitamins in as well. But it's just so important to take because it's going to boost, as I said, your vitamins, but also it's going to rejuvenate you. It's going to boost your immune system, and it's very important to take this every single morning. On another hand, what else I was going to say, quite significant, if you can take like basically like a spirulina, organic spirulina, like 1 dose in the morning and the 1 dose in the afternoon with the food, with the lunchtime, at around the lunchtime. 1 dose, if you're taking a powder, then you take a little teaspoon with a little bit of water or fruit juice and drink it the very first thing in the morning as well. And if you're taking a tablet form, it needs to be natural, organic, without anti-caking agent. You take 3 in the morning at around 3 tablets, and then 3 in the afternoon with the actual lunch. And a spirulina is going to be very good for you. It's also going to boost your immune system, but it's going to give you that little bit of boost of energy. It's wonderful. It's brilliant because it is going to really boost your energy, and you can feel this like there is no tomorrow. And it's quite it's a very, very good supplement in many different ways indeed. I love spirulina. And also vitamin D. Make sure that you are taking vitamin D because this is what your bones are going to be lacking in vitamin D. Get like an organic, natural vitamin D product if you can get like a tablets, but natural. And also you can get like a food in vitamin D, or you can, if you can like go in the sun, you know, and you can get the vitamin D that way, and that's great, you know. But otherwise, natural supplement or from the food. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. My gorgeous, my ever so precious Pisces. Okay, so now the very first date that I'm just going to mention now that is going to be absolutely important, it's going to be the 6th of February. The 6th of February is going to be the beginning of transformation, and it's absolutely fantastic because at the same time you're just going to feel like you're going to feel the energy that you didn't feel in a really long time. So even if you like basically even you feel a little bit tired, even if you don't feel right, even if you feel really bizarre, it is just all about you just to go along through this wonderful dimension, wonderful energy, and just give a little bit of your thinkable touch. And that thinkable touch is just going to start things going. It's going to see you through your own radiance, and most certainly you're going to feel like you want to change things around and do it. Use the smudge stick and just smudge the whole place, you know, if you can, like a dry sage or any other ways of like get rid of the negative energy. It will be absolutely brilliant. Very much so perfect day to get rid of the old and to let the new to come in, my gorgeous Pisces. It's wonderful because at the same time this is going to have an amazing impact on you, but it's also going to boost your energy, boost you in so many different ways, and it's going to help you grow at the same time. There is a very, very wise moment that you're going to have on the 6th of February, and you're going to make a very important and wise decision. That decision is going to be good, it's going to be brilliant. You're not going to be too sure too much about about it, but I'm telling you, Sashita is telling you, go for it, my gorgeous Pisces, because it's the wise decision that you're going to make. It's going to confuse you a little bit, but at the same time, it's just going to also help you so much with your life, to feel so much happier and to actually boost your energy by feeling good, because it is going to give you things to look forward to, and also it's going to help you with your life where you felt like you were so restrained. Time to open your eyes and start living this life. It's wonderful. It's so good, because decision that you're going to make, it's going to go towards two ways, my babies. One way, it's going to be good for your prosperity and well-being in the future. Just go for it. You're not going to know this for certain, but I'm telling you, this is going to be good. Another thing that is going to come out of it, you're going to realize some kind of naughty little person who's just being very little bit tricky and a little bit dishonest about it, and it's just like some kind of a bad influence around that person, and it's just very insincere, and I don't like this person because it's draining people's energy. I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. So you're gonna realize this, and then you're just gonna kind of make sure that you move yourself away from the toxic person and a toxic situation, and that's always good indeed. I suggest you to wear something like a black obsidian, my gorgeous Pisces, this throughout February and March 2020. And black obsidian is brilliant because it's going to help you to protect yourself against negativity, negative people, while you're spiritually open, while you're intuitively very much so all around the place. At the same time, this is going to kind of take a certain amount of energy away from you. Black obsidian keeps you sharp, keeps you going, but at the same time protects you against all sorts of negative people. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, of course. Okay, the second important day, my gorgeous Pisces, is going to be on the 16th of February. Now, the 16th of February is just so good because there's the whole new safety coming through, and you're going to find yourself in a rather important situation here. This is going to be really beautiful moment in time when it comes to boost of your own energy, when it comes to your own activity. Very important, because it's coming through the certain reward, and also it is just basically so much so it is also going to be connected to the actual unhappy moment in time, and especially within the last 17 months, 17, it was just basically, it was all about the uncertainty. It was all about not too sure what direction you would go, and not too sure, maybe losing courage about yourself, self-esteem and things like that. So this is a very relevant moment in time, because now, my babies, you're actually going to have a control over a situation. Strength, courage, conviction, power, energy, determination. This is absolutely important moment in time, because there is going to be the return of confidence that you are going to have, and most certainly, you see what's saying here, it's all about going forward, my gorgeous Pisces. It's all about going forward. This is so good because it's your own accomplishment that you will see that you wouldn't normally even see, and the fact that it's your own accomplishment is going to become a central stage here. This is also, the certain weakness is going to also at the same time on this day going to become your strength. Watch this space, my gorgeous Pisces, watch this space. The third important date, it's going to be on the 25th of February. Now, the 25th of February is just so cool because you're going to kind of feel very strong connection with your childhood. Not necessarily when you were a little baby, bambina. Not necessarily, but it's just some kind of element from your childhood is just going to want to come back and just kind of get your attention. It's not only about, oh yeah, element from my childhood. No, baby, no. It's about the fact that there is something missing. You need to bring it forward, and it's also a lot to do with your new direction and the little part of you that it's actually meant to be the part of your spiritual journey. It's something that's meant to be in your life that you need to bring back, that is also going to help you be happier and put a really big smile on your face, but also it's going to help you to make a necessary decision with a certain problem, and it's going to make you feel really brave because it's going to put you in a relevant moment with a certain kind of knowledge knowledge, something that is known to you, something that is familiar to you. And that's important because at the same time it's going to enhance your own capacity and your own bravery. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment in time. On the 25th of February, I also see like a sacred little ritual. My Pisces on the 25th of February, I see you doing a sacred ritual, sacred or even secret ritual, but sacred ritual, because the energy is going to be so strong, so powerful, and whatever you think about, whatever you do, whatever you focus on, it's just going to go that much further. So this is why in a kind of like a ritual side, this is going to be brilliant day to do some kind of ritual. You can make some kind of decision with yourself, you can light a candle, you know, you can send a certain message, a certain wish to the universe, you know, you can play with this in so many different ways as long as you're positive and optimistic. Indeed. On another hand, you know, it is just basically I really like it because there was a task that you had through, there was something also that you started, you know, within the last 7 weeks as well. Look, this February is just so connected to the actual, such a vast stage and so many different elements when it comes to you, Pisces. So there was something within the last 7 weeks that you started, and you were very mature and you were very responsible. Maybe you surprised yourself with a certain option, with a certain decision. Now this is going to come back at you, and it's brilliant, and someone is going to have a good news for you. Someone is going to tell you something, and you're just going to say to yourself, oh brilliant, it's a good job I didn't react in a different way. And that is also going to kind of be a new starting point, because it's going to create an unusual situation, but really good situation. By the end of 25th of February, by the end of that day, there is an unusual situation that you are going to be part of, because something is going to kind of unfold in a way that it's going to surprise you. Maybe you will expect something negative, but it's going to be like a really positive, and this positivity is going to be something good. Like you're going to be like, oh my god, I didn't expect this, and that in itself is going to need a response, slightly different response from you. And this is going to be so good because it's very much so, oh my god, bam bam bam. It's a lot to do with your destiny, it's a lot to do with your fortune, it's a lot to do with your fate, it's a lot to do with an absolutely mind-blowing outcome when it comes to your own advancement for the better, of course. And of course it's going to lead towards the conclusion of the problem that was very, very annoying, but it's just going to be so much around this unexpected event, and it's going to be wonderful because most certainly this is going to be the step in the right direction. Another thing I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous Pisces, would be this gorgeous tiger's eye crystal. It's fantastic, and it's very good when it comes to decision making, when it comes to new decisions, but also when we come to terms with things that are expected from us to have an immediate response. So that's why I'm saying that this is going to be brilliant for you, because it's going to help you to make decisions. It's not going to kind of like mess things around when it comes to you needing to be like a crystal clear way of thinking and things like that. The tiger's eye is going to help you to protect yourself against evil eye, but also at the same time it is going to boost your creativity, and also it's going to be very good for your prosperity, for your money in general. I really highly suggest you to wear this. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, so the very first part of the actual February is just so good, because it's all going to be about the inspiration and potential, and just stay true to yourself, my gorgeous Pisces. Stay true to yourself. It is the beginning that is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and this is something that is going to keep you going and keep you going and keep you going, and it's going to help you to reflect yourself on your life in a completely different way, from a completely different angle. And it's all about your own efficiency and living this life and being happy, and find like the new reasons to be excited, you know, like by doing less and by enjoying your life a bit more. This is such a big victory that you are going to have. It's so important. Big victory. It's all about the moderation and starting point. By the time we get to the second part of February, it's all about the actual victory, mental clarity, la la la. You're on just justice, my gorgeous Pisces, but at the same time it's about the really movement of a very stale, slow and annoying, absolutely annoying stage of your life. Most certainly very solid when it comes to security and power, very, very solid when it comes to the certain dream, certain wish, something really big. It's going to make a very close step towards you, and you're going to find yourself being that much closer. And also very important idea you will have it around the mid-February 2020 when it comes to your future planning, and most certainly it's going to be the right idea because it's going to lead towards the practicality, security, the synchronicity with someone is also going to take an essential stage here. And I'm so excited for you because it's all about the creativity, out of the way out, the worry, loss and things like that. It's for you to be as creative as possible. My gorgeous Pisces, just remember the way out, the actual worry, loss and negativity is just to be as creative as you possibly can. It's so important because that is going to set you on the way. Mid-February, towards the last part of February, there is a daring situation that is going to arise, and also it's important because it's just all about the balance, all about this powerful energy, and it's also going to be that energy very much so strong, what I said before, reflections from the past. It's going to bring you an insight. This is the time that I'm talking about because it's just going to make you powerful and very strong in a completely different way. This is going to create a great awakening when it comes to you. You see, something that you really put to rest when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your life, and something that you were just waiting for the right moment in time. It's so important because the last part of February is going to bring you the greatest awakening, and it's so good. I'm so happy for you, and this is all through your own adventurous situation and daring, that great awakening that you're going to have. I just need to remind you to trust yourself, and your intuition is going to be at its peak at the end of February, because there is a group of people that is going to be going through the certain problem, people who mean to you a lot, people who are in your life, people who are around you, and they are going to need a little bit of your input, a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your advancement, but you are the only one who's going to be the most important here in order to make a certain decisions. Pisces, listen to be very careful. There's a problem at the end of February that's going to arise, like a group of people. It could be your family, it could be your working people who work with you, it could be like if you're retired, it could be people who you go to have a hobby with, it depends, but there's a complex situation going to arise that is going to mean to you at the end of February, but you are going to be the most important one to tap in, the most important one to step forward, the most important one to step through, because it's just all about the intuition. Your own intuition is just going to give the best possible outcome. Important. And also when it comes to the end of February, there is the particular praise that you will have, something that you waited for such a long time, something that means to you so much, particular praise that you're going to have the greatest honor when it comes to somebody very important in your life. And this is going to be such a significant and very important stage when it comes to you, my gorgeous Pisces, because it's going to help you to move on with your life. It's just going to be the certain security that you will get through this that is going to change absolutely everything, but most certainly at the same time it's going to be the sign for you to move forward with your life, because it's going to be absolutely brilliant. You're reaching a very important stage of your own radiance, which is most certainly going to enhance your power and bring you promise. And it's just a whole new promise, the whole new plan, the whole new wish. It's just all about you going through your own rebirth and following your own creativity. Okay, very, very, very important to be sure to stay open to yourself. Okay, now basically I'm just going to shuffle these cards now, and I'm going to see those of you that are actually in relationships. How is this going to develop this month for those of you in relationship? This is going to be absolutely brilliant because you're both reaching a very important stage. Look at this, hermity, modi. It's a very important stage. So there is a very significant reward that you both as a couple are actually going to have now. This reward comes from a very high hard work. This reward comes from a very long stage, you know, in your life, you know, and also from a lots of patience. This is absolutely brilliant, and you know, you are both going to have a very important moment this month, and that moment is going to show you both that you are very much so closer to the very important stage in your life, very important beginning. So therefore, by the end of this month, you're both going to make an important decision, but it's just something that you both wanted to do for such a long time as well, and it's going to require a lot of work and lots of changes, but most certainly this is going to be very sacred and very important for both of you. Okay, now I'm just going to connect to those of you who are single and ready to mingy. Single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Pisces. You see, this is just so significant. It is kind of like oh my god, you still have to karmically kind of like work on yourself. You need to karmically like reward yourself before you are ready to step into a new relationship. What is actually going to happen this month is going to be quite complex, because on one hand, you know, you're just someone, it's going to return not into your life, but someone is just going to become the part of your mind. Maybe an ex-lover, or maybe somebody who you just like kind of like maybe just had one stand with, or maybe somebody who you just used to fancy before, or used to like before, and now they just come to your mind, you know, oh yeah, maybe they like me. No, baby, no. First of all, it's a couple of stages that you will need to go through. You're gonna need to let go someone first. This is why the month is going to be so complex. The first 15 days in February, you're gonna need to let someone go first, okay? And that's just so important to realize who this is, because karmically you will release yourself. And the second thing, after the 15th until the end of this month, you see there is also going to be somebody, I know, I'm sorry, this is weird, but there is going to be somebody that you're going to meet, but then you're not going to like that person. But what I find it quite interesting is it's going to be a good looking person, very sexy and all that, but there is something not going to be that right with that person. But the bottom line is that there is something very important that you're going to learn through this person, through this situation. You need to go through slight little baby disappointment, and then once you get at the end of that, you're just going to be able to, you will be ready to meet someone else, to meet someone new. But this is just yet, unfortunately, it's just like a little bit of complex situation. But the good thing is that after this, someone else will come through, someone else will come forward indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you all to bits. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.